Donald Trump is getting embarrassed in the news by Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin plans to reject Donald Trump's opening peace offer with Russia and Ukraine. This is according to Konstantin Malafeyev, who's a close ally to Putin in Russia. Donald Trump nominated Keith Kellogg to be the special envoy for the conflict with Russia and Ukraine. But Malafeyev says, when Kellogg comes to Moscow with his plan, we take it and then tell him to screw himself because we don't like any of it. That'll be the whole negotiation. For talks to be constructive, we need to talk about not the future of Ukraine, but the future of Europe and the world. Vladimir Putin wants the whole country of Ukraine, and that'll really be the only way that he accepts this peace offer. Malafeyev said Trump could only end the conflict if he reversed Washington's decision on the use of advanced long-range weapons and removed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky from office, then agreed to meet Putin and discuss all the issues of global order at the highest level. He warned that the world is on the brink of nuclear war. Just days before his nomination by Donald Trump, Keith Kellogg told Fox News that Washington should call Russia's bluff in response to Putin's recent ballistic missile strike on the Ukrainian city of Dnipro and threats of further escalation. Putin used the nuclear-capable missile for psychological reasons, Kellogg said. Republicans are in the news every day saying, "Oh, we're on the brink of nuclear war, we're on the brink of nuclear war. Biden needs to do peace talks." But even Trump's special envoy to the conflict in Ukraine and Russia says that he only did it for psychological reasons, to call his bluff, that he's just bluffing. Keith Kellogg said rather than back off, the US and Western allies should just lean in because Putin will not start a nuclear war in Russia. Malafeyev, however, argued that if the US did not agree to roll back its support for Ukraine, Russia could fire a tactical nuclear weapon. There will be a radiation zone nobody will ever go into in our lifetime, he said, and the war will be over. This is what Vladimir Putin's close ally said. And if you know Vladimir Putin and you know Russia, they're not just going to let anybody speak for them, because Vladimir Putin will literally assassinate him if he speaks on the government and he doesn't agree with it. This guy's still alive, so you know that he's serious and that Vladimir Putin completely agrees with him. He said Moscow would only see it as a lasting condition for peace if Trump was willing to discuss other global flashpoints, including the wars in the Middle East and Russia's burgeoning alliance with China, and the U.S. acknowledgement that Ukraine is part of the Kremlin's core interests. Malafeyev was added to Western sanctions lists for his role in Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014. So you know this isn't a good guy. This is a bad guy. He was added to the sanctions list in 2014 because of what Russia did to Crimea when they annexed it, when they took over Crimea in 2014. The U.S. has transferred millions of dollars from frozen assets of Malafeyev to help rebuild Ukraine and indicted him for evading the sanctions. This guy isn't playing around. This guy is a real criminal, a career criminal against the United States and against the world. Malafeyev said the old Soviet military machine is working again. People are living much better than they did before the war. People who work in the defense industry, agriculture, the consumer market on the ground and local markets, that's 90% of the population, and sanctions don't affect them at all. They are loving it. These guys are even trying to lie and say that the Russian economy is strong right now, which is a complete lie. They are suffering right now. There are a lot of people in Russia starving because of this conflict. A lot of people aren't trading with them. They're losing a lot of money because they're wasting a lot of money on this war. I really hope this war in Ukraine ends soon because there are too many innocent Ukrainians and Russians dying. Nobody wants to be in this war. There's too much violence and even children are dying. This war needs to end soon. I really hope the Trump administration can end this war, and not by giving Russia Ukraine.